All right, let's go on a Saturday night here on the Fightful YouTube channel. Rick Ucchino, SP3, and we hope very, very soon Cresta the Star will be joining us. She's been having some technical problems with her microphone. She's backstage right now. She's trying to figure out if she can get some stuff going on here. So hopefully we'll have Cresta here shortly, but she is 100% the reason that we're late here tonight. So just throw that all on her.
You guys, damn! How that bus feel?
And the beauty part is if she can't get her mic working, she can't yell at me. So, it's all good. Uh-oh, do we have her?
Can you hear me?
Oh, my goodness, we got her. Look at that.
Rick, not you throwing me under the bus. You throw a powder up. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh, hey, I just tell the truth. I just tell the truth. I tell it like it is. It's nice to hear you. We've been able to see you for the last 20 minutes, but it's nice to hear and see you, Cresta. How's it going?
It was going fine. My blue snowball that you guys hear me from currently is messed up. So I have like a Dave Meltzer mic. I was going to hit you with the, yes, guys, here's my educated opinion. But my educated opinion shorted my computer, so I'm incognito on my own Google Chrome, bro. I tech support Cresta Star.
There you go. Wait, you got it working. That's all that matters. Good on you. Appreciate it. Iridian could not be with us tonight. Yeah, everybody's now throwing me under the bus.
Because you didn't even throw me under the bus. You Samoa dropped me under the bus. And
I threw you under the bus, ran over you, then hit it reverse and backed over you again. But I digress.
I had to call it out. I can't let you do that. I can't let you do that. They said it in the chat. You were two New Yorkers here, man. I can't let you do that.
I mean, to be fair, I am always late everywhere I go.
Oh, God. Yeah. J.K. Williams saying Rick is on the show with two New Yorkers. Send help. I'll be all right. I'm good to go.
Listen, by the end of this show, Rick is going to be like,
There's going to be enough juggling with the fact that we got two shows that we are going to be reviewing tonight, both Saturday night's main event and AEW Collision. Full disclosure, I only watched one segment from Collision tonight because I was handling the live blog for Saturday night's main event over on Sports Illustrated, so I had to spend a lot of time and a lot of focus on that show, which meant, of course, like the best episode of AEW Collision in like a year was going to be on television tonight that I'm going to have to go back and watch later. At least this is what SP3 has told me. He primarily focused on Collision tonight, and he is filling in for Iridian, who can join us. I'm glad to have the extra pair of eyes and the expertise, as always, SP3. Thank you so much for joining us here on a Saturday night.
Thanks for having me. I feel like I'm the unofficial fourth host of the Collision post show. I filled in for now. I feel like everybody here. So
you're our Corey Graves. You can just fit everywhere. We'll just put
absolutely. Y'all ain't gonna put me in the booth. Y'all just gonna put me in and out. I'm everywhere. I'm just gonna sign up everywhere. Next time one of y'all asks me or Kate asks me, I'm just gonna be like, you know what? No, guys, go put out a tweet. I feel like I'm great at one thing, but not. Now I'm not gonna go into that.
You are where you want to be. Exactly, is everything.
I am where I want to be with the best wrestle. God,
we wrestle.
I've tried. It didn't go very well. My back is still yelling at me.
Yeah, we got a bad back.
That's what I get for trying to start at like age 35. DDP, I am not. We appreciate everybody joining us here again on a Saturday night. Make sure to get those super chats in. Make sure to get your humper chats in as well. Drew, our expert moderator, will make sure I read every single solitary one of those suckers before we get out of here tonight. Like Grapple Geekery saying Collision ruled. Minimal D Riders. Love that everybody's shorting it to D Riders now. No Jericho, and a lot of time for the women's division. Add in Hobbs and Bill's Brawls, Hounds of Hell, and the main event. So again, it sounds like I missed a dang good one tonight. Although I did check out the Mariah Toni Storm segment tonight, which was chef's kiss. Just absolutely loved it. Toni Storm, spectacular performance again as always. We're gonna break down everything. Do you guys want to just kind of like run through Saturday night's main event real quick and then get over to Collision? Is that how we want to do it? How do you guys want to go about this tonight?
My ADHD prepared me for this, so I've got good notes on both.
Okay, there we go.
Look at that. Let's do it.
I felt like Drew McIntyre in this moment. I prayed for this. I knew my ADHD was going to come in handy, and I could watch both shows and take. Look
at that.
Wow. You look like you studying for a final exam.
You should see me, and you should see my old school notes. It's like, yo, are you a serial killer? Why are these notes so meticulous? I failed, but it didn't help. It didn't help.
I didn't do that. A lot of my tweets, I just copy and paste into a notes file, and
so you be live tweeting, and those are your notes.
Yeah, but I put in extra stuff. You got to put in the details.
Work smarter, not harder. Content.
Exactly.
Well,
we're giving away secrets now and stuff. Like, come on, man.
Hey, all of my notes are literally the live blog I did for the takedown on SI. So I'm just gonna read through what I wrote tonight. First off, kind of a hilarious start to the show. The NBC feed was in Spanish to start the show tonight.
I thought that was just me. I was like,
no, it was not. I thought it was just me too, and I immediately switched to Peacock. Apparently, it was running both English and Spanish for the first 10 minutes, but they got it fixed after the first commercial break. But I'm like, thankfully, they have two options, because immediately I'm like, well, I don't understand what's going on, so let me flip on over.
I was so confused because I was watching it on a laptop, so I had to literally pause it. What else do I have on? Do I have on something else? At the same time as I have on Sling on my laptop? What is going on? And I paused it and I was like, okay, it's nothing in the back. Oh, that's that. Oh, okay.
Literally me thinking, I'm like, wait, is this Peacock? Am I a pirate? Wait, what am I the wrong? Okay, I'm glad
I thought I had my VPN on, and they had me in Mexico or something. I'm like, are they doing this because it's in Texas? Is this on purpose? What is happening here? Tonight? I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like, all right, screw it. I flipped over to Peacock, and I'm like, okay, there's Joe Tessitore. All right, we cool, we happy, we fine. We saw Ted DiBiase show up tonight. That's one of the best things about the Saturday night main events is we get to see all the different legends kind of come back, and everybody kind of gets their moment in the sun. We saw Mark Henry tonight. Saw Tully Blanchard. Arn Anderson was in the house. Saw Hacksaw Jim Duggan in the crowd tonight. So there are a lot of good legends in the house for the night tonight. Jesse the Body Ventura, Joe Tessitore, setting the stage from what is now called the Okerlund position. Mean Gene Okerlund being enshrined right up there with Gorilla as far as having his own set part of the set, which is very obviously well deserved. Thought this was interesting tonight. An interesting comment from Jesse, saying he was focusing on this Intercontinental Championship matchup tonight, saying that if Sheamus won it, he would basically punch his ticket to the Hall of Fame. Is he not already a Hall of Fame? Not Hall of Fame accolades,
I mean, to be fair, Jesse was saying a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, Jesse was doing a lot tonight, a whole lot.
Yeah.
That Intercontinental title match, the main thing that I remember for it is Jesse saying that the referee counted 3 when he didn't.
3.
Yeah, I was like, he didn't. He saw he did the right call. He saw the foot on the rope. When he saw the foot on the rope, didn't count 3. What are you talking about?
Where's JR to tell him to shut up?
You could the awkward thing about that is Cole and McAfee were trying to move on, and he was just hammering that shit home.
True,
He's just like, the referee made the decision, and McAfee's just like, all right, you're a Hall of Famer. What the hell am I gonna do? I'm just gonna shut up. I'm gonna sit over here.
McAfee's happy to be there. He just
It's like, you're the man, Jesse. You're the man, and Anywho, so. But Sheamus is already a Hall of Famer at this point, even if he never wins the Intercontinental title, right? I'm not crazy on that. Like I said, Hall of Fame credentials, there's no set. It's not like the NFL or anything like that. He's already in, I would think at that point.
I agree. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. You know what I did love about this tonight? They brought down the old school ceiling mics with the Saturday night's main event thing for Lillian to announce on. I thought that was a really, really nice touch for this show tonight. And then they get right into the action with Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. And Nia, screw it. didn't even want to wait for the introductions to finish. She headbutts Rhea Ripley and immediately gets into this matchup. And look, I thought this was a really, really fun contest. It was a pretty kind of a quick finish. SP3 and I were talking, prior to the show getting underway. Kind of felt like they got the go home call for the Riptide finish, but I thought this was a great matchup for Rhea to really kind of show her strength in this. She connected on both a code red and a power bomb to Nia Jax in this one. Obviously hit the Riptide. Nia, to her credit, since she lost the WWE Women's Championship, just seems more relaxed in the ring. She's back to putting on good matches again. I thought this was a really, really good matchup between these two, Cresta. Obviously, Rhea wins, and this is part of my problem that I had with this show tonight. Yeah, there were stakes involved. We had 3 championship matches. None of these matches did I ever feel like the results were in doubt. Like, I knew Rhea was going to win, and for me, it kind of hindered my enjoyment of the match a little bit and the show overall tonight.
I mean, I went into Saturday Night Main Event blind, so I didn't know what was going to happen, but I do agree with you there. I was never in doubt once this is who's wrestling who. Only one maybe kind of Sheamus, but on a Saturday night show, I don't think. I enjoyed this match. I'm a big women slapping meat kind of girl. This was a good match. Rhea's gear, it was very Monster Hunter. Loved it. That prism lock on Nia was a hot mess, but I kind of lived because I think
she was trying so hard.
She was trying so hard.
But I think it speaks to like how much of a monster Nia is, where it's like, damn, I'm trying to put you in a pretzel now, like, get off me. I lived. I liked it. I know it was messy, but I liked it.
You have no idea when there are thick legs involved and you're trying to do something like that, or you're trying to do a figure 4 leg lock. I remember Jimmy Yang trying to put a figure 4 leg lock on my thick ass, and it hurt. Like, it hurt. So when you got big legs, that's tough to pull off. And when they do pull it off, it hurts like a son of a bitch. I was tapping immediately when he put me in that thing. So
I wanted to stretch it, not like that.
Yeah. And not Kate in the chat calling this retro Battle of the Belts. Like, why is that so damn perfect?
It was WWE's version of Battle of the Belts. Basically.
No, as someone who covers Battle of the Belts and has only ever been like too good. No, please. This was good. Like predictable, but good.
Ever on the Battle of the Belts, like 1, maybe 2. I can't remember, but it's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
SP3, what did you think of this one?
I enjoyed this one. I think that Rhea Ripley has really good chemistry with Nia Jax because she's able to show something different from her arsenal. She's usually the overpowering kind of competitor in a one-on-one matchup with anyone else on the roster. So she's not using her strength as much as she will. And when she does use her strength, it looks more impressive because she's doing it on Nia, like the Riptide at the end. But she's able to do the dive off the top rope to the floor. She's able to take kind of the big bumps like Nia doing the Samoan drop off the second rope onto her. So I like the fact that we're able to see something different from Rhea Ripley. So it was a pretty good matchup to kick things off, and the crowd was into it because they view Rhea Ripley as a star, obviously, and she's able to look like that against Nia Jax. That's a good thing. And Nia kept it simple, and that's all I want from Nia. I just want some effort and keep it simple. I don't need you to try to do any Hurricane Radas, please.
Nia's been good as of late, in my opinion. She's been really, really good. And I think at some point we'll get that monster Nia that we all need. Like, there's an awesome Kong in there somewhere ready to rip girls' heads off. I know it's there. She just got to cook a little more. Let her cook.
Like, and this is something that, again, SP3 and I were kind of talking about before we went on the air tonight. Like, she was really good before she won the WWE Women's Championship. And she'd been really good after she lost the WWE Women's Championship. But it's like somewhere in the middle, she like hit this wall. I don't know if it was a mental block. I don't know if it was she was trying to do a little too much with it, but like the performances just weren't what they were prior and what they have been afterwards. Like I said, tonight she just seemed much more in her element, much more relaxed, and was just going out there and having a good time with somebody that she has some great chemistry with. And once again, she proved why they put the title on her in the first place. So I think she's really back to being in her element for sure. What do we think is next for Rhea Ripley at this point? She's got Liv Morgan behind her now. She's beaten Nia Jax. Rumors coming out this week. I believe it was our own Sean Rossap who said they're looking at possibly Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair finally at WrestleMania. Would that make a lot of sense to you, SP3, right here? How would we, because you got this whole Jade Cargill notion and nonsense and the women's tag team titles. It feels like we got a lot of red tape to clear up before we would get to a Bianca Rhea at this point.
I mean, I think that if they're not going to do Bianca and Jade, they have the opportunity to kind of swing this, and maybe it leads to a Naomi heel turn, and she's revealed as the attacker, and you can do Naomi and Jade at WrestleMania while Bianca kind of wins the Elimination Chamber, or maybe becomes a surprise winner, back to a surprise first-time, two-time winner of the Royal Rumble, and that's the way that she faces Rhea Ripley. But it feels like Rhea Ripley only has a few options, despite being such a top star and the number one star in the women's division in WWE. It really feels like she only has a few options for WrestleMania. I think it's another match with Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and then there's Io Sky. I think Io Sky, quality-wise, might be the best, but star power-wise, Becky and Bianca are bigger matches than that. So I think that Bianca would be a good choice this year.
Yeah, I think Bianca would be, because you just did Becky last year. Now, granted, maybe they want another crack at it where Becky isn't on her flu game and she's at the top of it. Because as good as that match was last year, who knows how good it could have been if, honestly, both competitors were at 100% for that matchup. So it would be interesting. I was holding out hope we might see Becky tonight, and that would be like the big headline, like newsworthy item that came out of the show. Didn't happen. Hopefully she'll be at the Rumble. But if that doesn't happen, I don't know when the hell she is showing up. We rolled right into the Intercontinental Championship match after this one. Braun Breaker did defeat Sheamus to retain the title. Again, did not expect this match to go that way. I think Sheamus will win the IC title one day. Just didn't feel like it was the right time tonight. This was a good match for Braun to retain. When that man cut Sheamus in half with the spear, Sheamus trying to jump off the steel ring steps, Braun Breaker just absolutely obliterates him and cuts him in half. I was so worried he was going to hit his head on the back of the steel ring steps first. That was a little too close for comfort, so that made me kind of jump there for a minute. Loved that spot. Then afterwards, these two just beat the holy hell out of one another. Like, Sheamus was hitting him with the beats of the Bowdrin and just kept wailing on this man to the point where, like, Braun was like, damn, dog, enough. Like, he's like starting to put his hands up near his throat. He's like, all right, I get it. You're whooping my ass. You work stiff. Slow down. Ultimately, though, I love the spot where Sheamus hits the brogue kick. Braun gets his Braun gets his foot on the bottom rope before the ref hits a 3 count. That's where the whole Jesse Ventura goes nuts on commentary thing, where he's just like, the ref counted 3 and then he called it off. And it's like, no, that's not what happened. Either way, Sheamus goes for another brogue. Breaker ducks it, hits the spear. 1, 2, 3. No controversy, even though Jesse was trying to sell it here, Cresta. What'd you think of our IC title match tonight?
I don't have too many notes for this one. I did like Braun Breaker's gear. It reminded me very much of the Hart family. That spear, though, he killed that man. Damn, Sheamus, you got murdered. Jesus. And then at the end, too, that spear again to the ribs. Good God. I will say, Sheamus did get his lick back twice, because it was one spear, I think, in the beginning where he put his foot up and that man took a foot to eat the feet, literally. And then another one outside. I agree with you, Rick, that I think Sheamus is a Hall of Famer now. I only agree with Jesse the Body Ventura in the sense of, like, he's already a Hall of Famer. Maybe you could argue and say, well, he's never won the IC title and all the greats have. I mean, I don't think you need to win. There are people in the Hall of Fame who ain't want to win nothing. You know what I mean?
I mean,
but
John Cena's never won the IC title.
I was just about to say that. I was like, we're gonna say John Cena don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame just because he ain't win the Intercontinental Championship.
I don't know why, but when y'all both said that, I could think of it, does he look like he was left off of Bad and Bougie? Like, I think
the Undertaker. The Undertaker is a Hall of Famer. He ain't never won the Intercontinental.
I don't think he never won the Intercontinental.
No.
Yeah.
And the point still stands. I think that this match was fantastic. Braun Breaker has a fantastic career ahead of him. And maybe you guys can educate me on this, but please tell me he's done a Steiner Math promo in some way, shape, or form. Not yet. And if he hasn't,
I think in NXT he did.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. But thank you for reminding me. I did like Jesse's like allude to the Steiner Math promo at the start of this. I thought that was a good start for him on commentary tonight, and then it just went downhill.
He was letting you know with numbers early, pal.
Oh man. We have Scott saying the ref's hand hit 3 before he saw the foot on the rope, and Cole walked all over the call. I don't think he did. I think he just tried to make it look as close as possible to make the count look like his arm slowed down. He wasn't working the count. He wasn't going 1, 2, 3 no matter what. It wasn't one of those situations. You could see his arm was slowing down and his eyes were looking. It was close, but I don't think it was nearly as close as what Jesse was alluding it to be. He was trying to make it controversial because he tries to make everything controversial. That's just where he's at. But SP3, what'd you think of this match between these two? Again, results never in doubt, but these guys work well with one another.
Yeah, they have nothing but really good matches together, and sometimes they're even great. I think this was another really good matchup. The crowd was behind it the whole time. Like Cresta said, that mid-air spear on the outside just completely crushing the ribs, and I love how it paid off in the end with the second spear and him picking up the victory here. And just these two guys just go out there and beat the hell out of each other, and this is going to really help Braun in the future because this is the type of matchups that he's probably going to make his name for because he's going to have so much fun facing guys like Sheamus. And I don't think this is the last time we're going to see these two facing each other because I think they have to pay off finally this whole Sheamus winning the Intercontinental Championship story.
Yeah, they got 5 years to do it though. He just signed a 5-year deal, so they got plenty of time.
No, I don't have 5 years. You need to get this done by WrestleMania.
Not by WrestleMania. Maybe later on in the year, but
I'm good.
Always
I'm good. We've been doing this. We've been doing this for 3 years, guys. I'm sorry. But I know some people that say this has been going on for 5 years, but I'm gonna really say the Gunther challenge is really where my desire to see Sheamus win the Intercontinental Championship as a fan came from. And it's 3 years. This is 3 years now. We're going on 3 years. Wait, let's wrap this up.
That next program, baby, next program.
Yeah, let's wrap this up. Let's see what a Sheamus Intercontinental title run looks like instead of just him chasing the title.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Sometimes it's hard though, man. Like you see this a lot. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, but you do see this a lot with some of the guys who like immediately jump up to and like their first title win is like a world title win. And a lot of these guys who didn't do the whole, I'm going to win the IC title first, and I'm going to win the US title. Like, these guys who get pushed right to the top early, sometimes they don't work their way back down to the mid card. Randy Orton's an exception to that because he did finally get the US title after a long time, and he only held it for like a freaking month. Don't forget to get your super chats in and your humper chats in, guys. We'll make sure to read every single one of those. Grapple Geekery calling out SP3 for his Bullet Club t-shirt on his TV as he watches from North Carolina. SP3 always representing. We had our big contract signing tonight. It was Kevin Owens. It was Cody Rhodes. It was Shawn Michaels. You had to know some stuff was going to go down. And of course it did. First off, perfect. No notes. Kevin Owens coming out with a Cody Sucks Eggs t-shirt tonight was just a perfect homage. This on the heels of him wrestling Jimmy Uso last night in a Naomi t-shirt. Kevin Owens just gets this shit, man. Like, he gets it. He is so good at it. Like, he doesn't even have to try very hard. He's just so smart and is just the ultimate troll that even the little things that he does just adds to his character, which is just one of the most well-rounded in all of the company. So I thought that was great. We had evil Cody Rhodes tonight walking out in the dark suit. He was ready for some action tonight. And these two, I love the passion and the intensity between these guys, even though I'm ready for them to move on from this. The fact that they're selling the fact that these guys really hate each other. Like, they're staring a hole through one another, ready to throw blows. And Cresta, Shawn Michaels is like, all right, gentlemen, let's take a seat. Nobody moves. And he's like, all right, never mind. We'll move on. I thought Shawn was perfect tonight, Cresta. I thought he played his role to perfection.
Imagine Shawn Michaels playing the straight man in a comedy act. I didn't see a lot of this, but what I did see, Kevin Owens say that he's the victim again. I mean, all right, come on, Don Callis or Kevin Owens. I don't know who it could be at this point. Not Kevin Owens also telling Shawn Michaels, it sounds like you're jealous of me. Mr. Steen. What? I love these guys together. I wrote a little song. It says adrenaline in his suit. Kevin Owens about to get the boot.
The fact that Kevin Owens is sitting here like, I've made this Winged Eagle Championship more prestigious than you ever could in your career. Well, this man hasn't defended his championship one damn time. That is a level of insult that is just my kind of nuance there, SP3.
Delusion.
Kevin Owens has been the best part of this whole program. Like I realized this weeks ago, and he just gets better and better every single promo. He just has this wit to him that you never know what he's gonna say, but what he says, it always lands, and his delivery is on point. And he was great here. I watched it back afterwards, and him and Shawn Michaels kind of going back and forth. That was cool. And then Shawn hitting the super kick at the end. Had some people online believing that Shawn Michaels can get back in the ring, and I was like,
knock it off. Oh, sorry.
Let's not do that.
Look, he can lift his leg up still.
This was fun. Let's just leave that here. Let's leave that here. It was fun. He got a super kick in San Antonio. And you know it was Kevin Owens' suggestion. He was like, I want to take the super kick.
Of course. Of course. All these dudes, they get up. That's like CM Punk talking about the, Stone Cold at the house show that one night. I think he was on O'Shea Jackson's podcast, and he was like, Austin's just sitting back there. He's like, hey, you want to come out here and give us a bunch of stunners? And he ran to collect all the heels. He's like, hey, guys, you want to take some stunners? And they're like, fuck yeah, we do. And they all ran down to the of course.
I can imagine going into the locker room. Guys, you want to take some stunners from who? Stone Cold. Hell yeah!
Let's go.
I'll get my gear on now. Hurry up. Where do you guys go? We're going to take some stunners from Stone Cold. Fuck yeah, I'm going.
There is the one thing I loved about this promo exchange, though, right? Like Cody is super serious, and he's like, I've had enough of this. I'm pissed off. Stop your talking and sign the damn contract. And of course, Kevin is going to milk this entire thing because he keeps teasing like he's going to sign it. And he's like, oh, and then another thing. The part that I love was him talking about how he's going to take everything from Cody at the Rumble, the title, the posters, the marquees, the fanfare, right? Like everything that should have been his over the last 10 years. And that's where Kevin Owens finally slips up, right? Like that's where he finally reveals like what is the ulterior motive for his attacks on Cody Rhodes. It is jealousy. It is Cody having everything that this man has wanted and his entire life. And it's, yes, the Roman Reigns thing is part of it, Cresta, but it's also the fact that Cody Rhodes left, and he talked about this. It's like, things got hard for you and you quit. Things got hard for me, and here I stayed and I fought through it. And here you are at the end of the rainbow with me, and you've got all the gold, and I ain't got shit. All of this is compounding. It's not just the Roman Reigns thing. And I thought that was a brilliant little part of the promo exchange here.
One thing about Kevin Owens, I've been watching since Money in the Bank 2018. This man ain't never lie. You may not like his delivery, but he don't like he's the worst, but he'll tell you a joke, but he'll never tell you a lie. He's not wrong. Even with the Roman Reigns thing, bro, Roman Reigns handcuffed Kevin Owens to a Tron and beat the shit out of him. And even when they had the key, they still fumbled that, and Kevin Owens still lost. If I'm Kevin Owens seeing people like Cody and Sammy, but Sammy different. I screwed Sammy mad times. I screwed you. But like, he's not wrong. Is his approach wrong? Absolutely. But he's not wrong. Didn't you go over to that other place and smash a throne? Didn't you go over there and call us a bunch of names? And you know who stayed here? Me and Seth. And put the flag down. Didn't you try to get me to go over? I'll beat you up. He's not right, but he also not wrong either. The delivery is awful, but he's not wrong. Kevin Owens is not wrong.
We got a humper chat here from Orion Ben 666. Seriously, this was a night for wrestling fans. The fun outweighed criticisms. In-ring, solid promos. This is what we want from our tribal wars. Keep up the quality, and us fans win. 3 exclamation points, damn it. Only thing missing was a car explosion off of cliffhangers. And yeah, good show tonight, fam. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Make sure to get those super chats in get the Humper Chats in. After all the words were said and done, they hang they hang their respective titles up. They lift them up, even though they're going to have to take them back down and move them to, where the Royal Rumble is actually taking place at Lucas Oil. I digress. Yeah. Kevin Owens couldn't leave well enough alone. Huh?
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. It's symbolic more than anything. It's like,
yeah,
we're going to have to get those at the end of the night.
I get that. I get it, but it's kind of weird.
It's weird. It's a weird thing to do. And I'm like, why do they got to turn him over a whole week prior? Like, that don't make no damn sense.
You're not going to get it from Kevin Owens. He acted like he the champ. He wasn't going to get it no other way.
Yeah, you're probably right on that one.
True.
So,
true.
Kevin Owens again can't leave well enough alone. He got to get that little cheap shot in on Cody, and then Sean's gonna get in his face. Sean's gonna eat a boot. Kevin's gonna go for the package pile driver, and then the way that they set this up was perfect because Cody goes for the super kick, but he kind of hits it a little bit low. So I don't know if he slipped or the pants were a little too tight or he misjudged it, whatever. He was a little low with it, little low with the super kick, enough to stun Kevin Owens, and then Sean's like, excuse me, we're in my hometown. Let me take off this jacket. I don't care how damn sweaty I am right now. Let me show you how it's done. And he hits a picture perfect sweet chin music to close out the segment. I thought it was brilliant. Sent the San Antonio crowd home happy. At least, well, there was another hour in the show, but they could have sent him home happy at that point. Can we please talk about Jacob Fatu? Because this man is a savage. He is a star in the making. He is everything that WWE wants from a monster, a powerhouse. Whatever descriptive word you want to use, the guy gets it and he's got it. And the fact that you have this man coming down to the ring and Michael Cole is putting this guy over as a madman by saying this man was in prison 3 times before he turned 18. And after he got out of prison, he was just sleeping on a mattress. Like that is the kind of background that this man has, just selling the danger. And then he goes out and he does what he does to Braun Strowman tonight. Where did he win the match? No. He should have won.
Match?
There was a match. There was a match in there. There was a match in there. He did not win the match. He should have. They had him do a DQ finish to protect Braun for whatever reason.
That finish sucked.
I was pissed. I was genuinely
They did save it. They did save it, but that finish sucked.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened. I thought this was an angle.
So here's what happened. So obviously this was a good old fashioned Big E special, meaty men bumping meat, right? Like that. This should have been sponsored by Big E. They should have just had his face on the damn mat while they're wrestling on this. All right, like pure meat division action, and this was a hoss fight. Neither man giving an inch until, Fatu hits Strowman with that Samoan drop through the announcer's desk. He rolls him into the ring. He hits 5 straight hip attacks on this man. And then he goes for a 6th, and the ref stops him. He's like, all right, hold up. Let me check on this man because he might be dead. All right, let me just check on him, and we'll call the match for you. But before he can even do it, because Braun is out, Jacob grabs the ref and chucks him out of the ring. Match over. DQ. Like,
the ref had multiple opportunities. Like, he went all the way to the corner. He was about to pose. You could have checked on him. You could have asked him. He's knocked out. He's looking all loopy, like all of that in the corner. And you could have called this. Why are you stopping Jacob? You knew what was gonna happen when you did that. Yeah. Oh, this referee's incompetence just pissed me the hell off. I wanted to close my goddamn laptop.
Well, he got his ass whooped for it. He got chucked out of the ring. He wakes up. He calls for the bell. It's over. You even heard Michael Cole say he's not going to win this matchup, which he should have. But thankfully, they saved it because he proceeds to hit 2 more hip attacks on Braun Strowman. Then he goes out to grab a chair. Spot of the night for me. I hope this man got a bonus because you had security, Joe Blow, whatever his name is, indie wrestler of the week, whatever, running down to the ring to try to stop the save. And whoever the first one is always the bravest, but they're always the dumbest because they're getting their ass whooped. This man got the full brunt of a chair shot right across the dome piece. Like, I think he was supposed to throw the chair, but he still had his hands on it when he hit this man. And that dude got his egg scrambled. Nobody could, obviously get Jacob Fatu out of the ring, let alone off of Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman is bloodied at this point. He's got blood coming out of his mouth, out of his nose, out of his eyes. He don't know where he is. And then they went and did the Bronson Reed treatment again. This was Bronson hitting tsunami after tsunami on Seth Rollins, but it was the moonsault on top of Braun Strowman. He hits 2 of them. Tama Tonga takes him out. The crowd chanting one more time. Jacob Fatu runs back, does it for a 3rd time, and he's walking back, and the entire crowd, the entire time, SP3 is chanting for Jacob Fatu.
Yep.
That's not the reaction that they should be giving this man.
Nope.
But that's the reaction that they're giving this man, because those kind of performances warrant that kind of a reaction.
Jacob Fatu is an absolute star, and I don't say that in like a lowercase star. I mean in all capital letters. WrestleMania main eventer type of aura, type of charisma that just jumps off the screen. Like immediately, like the promo that he did. Like I immediately was watching Collision. I was locked in on Collision the whole time. Jacob Fatu jumped on the screen. I was locked in on the laptop. I gotta see what Jacob Fatu about to say. And the promo, it just gets you. Like he's one of the most believable promos out there, and the level of intimidation and believability in his promo is on the level of an Eddie Kingston, a Samoa Joe, your Shane Taylors, your Gabe Kids. Like these are the guys that are delivering these type of promos that just captivate you. But I think Jacob Fatu does it on a different level because he comes across like a savage, but now he's coming across like a savage that has a plan to everything and that has some thought behind it, and that you don't know what he's going to do next, and you have that unpredictability that I see from like someone like a Gabe Kid in his promo ability and in his character work is just so great right now. And then this matchup just delivered that, other than the finish, which pissed me off, like I said before. It really pissed me. Just call the match. It's a referee. How many times have we done referee stoppage for less than that? Dude did like 12 hip attacks. How do you not check the guy up? He didn't move.
I mean, not for nothing. I'm not trying to get in between no Samoan on the attack. You go check.
But he did though. And then he
gotta weigh your options.
And then he called the match. And I didn't even know what to tweet out. I was like, was it a DQ? Was it a no contest? Did he just throw the match? Like we didn't even know.
Michael Cole did mention that Jacob Fatu lost the match on commentary.
Oh, so. he lost the match? That is oh my God. What are we doing? Like, we're really protecting Braun Strowman.
How do you really feel, SP3?
Is it 2017? Is it 2017? What are we protecting Braun Strowman for? What?
Ooh, maybe I'm desensitized. I've been watching a lot of Impact lately. I've done seen everything. TNA, Tessa Blanchard. So you upset about 2017? I'm like, bro, I'm still stuck in 2010 right now. Okay.
Like Braun Strowman. We're really protecting Braun Strowman in 2025 over just putting over you referee stoppage. You still protect Braun.
Yeah,
you still protect
do.
Braun. You can do the matchup again. Braun never lost. It was referee stoppage. The referee just calls. That's still protecting him. Why does it have to be Jacob Fatu losing by DQ? That makes no sense.
I love you, Solo.
I love you, Jacob. Like I'm not taking right this disrespect. I'm not taking this disrespect.
You will be Jacob. I'll be your Tam and talk about
I love you, Jacob.
Sorry, Rick. You really are here with 2 New Yorkers. I'm so sorry.
I'm good. I'm good. Less I got to talk, the better. Our main event was Gunther, once again, defeating Jey Uso to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, again, this result was never in doubt. But damn it, if they did not sell me for a half a second, a fraction of a second, did they sell me and the entire crowd in San Antonio down a river that they thought maybe Jey Uso was going to steal this one and they might shock some people, because this man hit Gunther with everything but the kitchen sink at the end of this matchup. He hit, I think, two spears. He hit this man with a top rope power bomb for a close 2 count. Hit another spear for an even closer 2 count. Hit a super kick, another spear, and an Uso splash for an even closer 2 count at this point. And that's when Gunther finally caught him on a spear attempt, hit him with 2 different power bombs back to back, and got the win. This was a good matchup. Gunther doesn't have bad matchups, Cresta, but this was a really good matchup that had a very, very fun finish. And I thought they made Jey Uso look really, really good in this. And at the end, too, you had Gunther kind of looking back at him. It wasn't quite the raise your arm or give him a handshake, kind of like, you earn my respect, I'm going to put you over, kind of like Undertaker, Jeff Hardy type. But it was more of a subtle, like, all right, maybe I was wrong about you. You still didn't win, but maybe I was wrong about you.
I mean, this is Gunther, man. Good. I've liked Gunther in every iteration since his name was Walter, bro. So, like, with all due respect to Jey Uso, who's very over, he did, like you say, he did everything. But what can you do to Gunther? Like, he's literally one of those wrestlers you got a cattle prod. I don't want to, I'm sorry. Like, he's really, 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 really good. And you can't wind him. And you can't out-muscle him. And you can't out-technical him. I've never seen Gunther in a death match, but that could be my own ignorance. And I feel like you're not going out Pizza the Hut there either. I don't know what to tell you. I kind of feel like maybe don't put Jey Uso in these situations, because Jey Uso is extremely over. And it's kind of like, I would like Jey Uso to win something. I know he was Intercontinental champion, but I feel like I look this way, look back that way, it was gone. So it's like,
yeah, that was a storyline win. Like, they literally put the IC title on him so he could lose it and get him back in the line with the bloodline. That's the only reason he won that Intercontinental Championship.
Malarkey.
No, it's because they kind of backed themselves into a corner by going in about him not winning title matches. Also, they also did that. they kind of had to at that point.
But it also brings me to this point, right? Because it's like, what do you do with him? Like, what you have a guy who is arguably the most over dude in the entire company. His entrance is its own event. It's his own segment at this point. Like, dude gets it. He's selling merch, but is he really a main event guy? Is he a guy you could see they could put a world championship on him in 2025 or 2026, where you have all of these different guys who were lined up? I mean, LA Knight's not quite there as far as over, but he's another one of these guys where it's like, okay, you have so many over baby faces and top level guys that when you have a guy like Jey Uso come along, it's like, where do we go with him? What do we do with him?
Can I interject here and say, Rick, Miz was champion, so we can put a belt on Jey Uso. All right. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Like, I hear what you say, but I don't want to hear that. Like,
but Miz didn't win it when there were this many top level over guys either.
He won it over John Cena, who was God at the time.
Yeah, but it was John Cena and who else?
But they also had Jack Swagger at that time, so that kind of goes against your argument.
I mean, but this is also WWE. We can make excuses for people. You won it in the Lana Del Rey tournament. It doesn't matter. Like, bro, like, he is so over. At least put the U.S. title on him, the Intercontinental. Do something.
Give him a legitimate mid-card title run at the very least.
I think that Jey Uso has to get into kind of like, if you want to be like an over main event wrestler, you're kind of going to have to go in and out of your tag team. It's kind of going to be like a Brothers of Destruction type of thing with the Usos, where when it's around WrestleMania season, I think that he's better off being with Jimmy and being in a big time tag team title match, whether it's for the World Tag Team titles on Raw or WWE Tag Team titles on SmackDown, and facing a team like your Motor City Machine Guns, your DIYs, your New Days, like one of those teams at your WrestleMania. That's a bigger matchup than anything that, like, I think that this year maybe they can find a singles match for him, maybe someone like a Logan Paul. I think that would be an interesting that'd be interesting, and that's a match that he can win. I'm thinking about him winning. I'm thinking about him actually winning.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to think about him being pushed, being moved in that direction towards winning a championship. I want to give him a matchup that is going to be viewed as worthy of not having a title and being on the WrestleMania card. Really think about the roster right now. There ain't a lot of people that kind of fit that criteria better than Logan Paul.
Damn, and there's 16 damn championships that are going to be defended at WrestleMania this year, so non-title matches are going to be at a premium even on 2 nights.
Damn, remember when WrestleMania was one day and we sat for 8 hours one time watching wrestling like a shift of
Nope,
work?
I put it out of my mind.
16 championships. I'm sports disgusted.
I think I'm being facetious, but only slightly. At this point.
It's actually 13. I lied. I'm sorry.
It's only 13. What am I talking about?
Well, they ain't gonna put the speed titles on WrestleMania. I hope not.
Why not? 24/7. Bring justice for the.
They're gonna have like the speed title being defended while they're on the pre-show, but not like how like old pre-show matches used to have. It's gonna be on like the little screen while the big screen is them in the panel.
Picture in picture.
They should honestly man. In all seriousness, hear me out now. They should do speed matches at like WWE World. Like they should be doing those like throughout the week. That would be a nice little.
Where's nice WWE World?
I forget where they put it. They like last year it was like at the convention center at Philadelphia.
Oh, I thought it was like a Disney World. Like, wait a minute, WWE got a theme park.
You know, they probably could put something together and actually have like a physical Hall of Fame and call it WWE World or something.
WWE, call me. I got plans, bro. Just call me. The choke slams. You can make so much money off it.
Now you got my mind working. Hang on, we need to reset. Let's reset here.
I'm traveling a lot, and when you travel, you got to protect your data. You got to protect your privacy online. NordVPN.com/Fightful allows me to do that. Allows me to browse safely and securely. When you go to an airport, when you go to an arena, a restaurant, a hotel, you're usually connecting to that unsecured Wi-Fi, which leaves you susceptible to having your data stolen, any number of things taken from your private connection or what should be your private connection. NordVPN.com/Fightful makes it a private connection with the fastest VPN in the world, a 30-day money-back guarantee, and a ton of other features in addition to that peace of mind that you get when you can browse safely and securely. And I'm talking all your devices: Surface Pro, laptop, desktop, PC, smart TV, router, phone, whatever you're taking with you. NordVPN.com/Fightful will add extra layers of security to your digital life. You can get a password manager, a file encryption tool. Be safe, be smart. NordVPN.com/Fightful.
Oh man, we had Orion here in the chat bring up the old sports bar at Times Square.
Yo, you don't know how many birthdays I used to spend at WWE New York, yo. WWE New York was that joint. That was that John. You used to either have your birthday at WWE New York or ESPN Zone. Like, that was the John.
You never had that Broadway City, the arcade?
Oh yeah, the arcade, yeah. When I got into my teens, I'm talking about like I was like maybe like 10, 11 years, 12 years old. I was going to like WWE New York or ESPN Zone, yo.
You was the coolest kid. Your parents had money.
Nah. That was just.
I'm sitting over here remembering like going to Pizza Hut, D's, or Chuck E. Cheese was like the big one.
I love fucking Chuck E. Cheese.
I mean, I did too when I was 8, to be fair, but damn, I would have loved the freaking birthday at WWE New York. They didn't have WWE Cincinnati, god damn it. Anyway.
Nah, I grew up in Harlem, so my mom used to do it like the cheap way. Like when I used to go to like sports games and then WWE New York at my birthday, my mom used to bring food to the places because she didn't want to spend on the food. She used to find a way. My mom was.
I'm not mad at it, but I'm mad at it.
No, all right. I like Dave & Buster's, but then I worked there when I was in college. I don't like it. So
That'll do.
I don't like it so much no more. Unless they want me to pay me to like it. Anyway, so we got Saturday night's main event. out the way, let's move on to Collision, the show that these two watched that I didn't. Samoa Joe defeated Nick Wayne tonight. Samoa Joe's triumphant return to AEW. This match was supposed to be on Wednesday, SP3, but Samoa Joe couldn't get there due to travel delays. Nick Wayne was saying, "No, that man's ducking me." By the way, it sounds like Nick Wayne wasn't ducking a lot of what Samoa Joe was throwing him tonight.
No, it didn't work out well for him. Joe dominated the early portion of the matchup. Then Nick Wayne kind of raked the eyes. He got a little bit of offense in, but Joe quickly turned things around, and then Patriarchy tried to get involved, took them away, did Katsuyori Shibata and Hook, and then Samoa Joe put him away with the Muscle Buster. So it was a nice little return for Joe. Always good to see Samoa Joe on my television. We even got a promo to start off the show, so all of this was good.
I noticed that Kip Sabian's dressing a lot like Christian. He came out in the ugly boots and the turtleneck. And I watched enough pro wrestling to see a Nick Wayne turn imminently. Nick Wayne is going to get turned on because Christian's been blaming him for a lot. So, yeah, Nick Wayne in favor of his new blonder son. It's hard times out here. Also, Mama Wayne's jacket, that red. She always dresses so nice. And I mean, Nick Wayne was going to die. I don't have no notes on this match besides Joe's going to kill you.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just happy that Joe's back. I popped like crazy when he showed up at Maximum Carnage in Cincinnati. That was a very, very nice surprise. I'm happy to see him back. Wasn't he taken out by Chris Jericho though? Like there's been no mention of no mention.
Wait. Yeah. Why are you mentioning it? Why are you mentioning it for?
I'm just
Listen, he's not here tonight, so we take those. But eventually that learning tree is going to get chopped down by a Samoan.
Yo, no, but we got a whole episode of AEW television without the Death Riders, Jeff Jarrett, and Chris Jericho. That's why this was one of the better episodes of AEW television this year.
Yeah, I was honestly like, when Joe first showed up, I'm like, wait a minute. He was feuding with Jericho when he left, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, but him and Hook are tight. All right, now I remember this. All right, so this still makes sense. Let's
move on. We don't need to address Jericho. He's doing something.
Hi
guys.
Anyway,
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Big Bill is the best though. Big Bill.
Yeah, I do like
Big Bill.
We'll talk about Big Bill because he and Powerhouse Hobbs did their Braun Strowman, Jacob Fatu routine tonight. Big meaty men bumping meat. We did have Kazuchika Okada versus Commander. I'm pissed I missed this. How was it?
I can tell you exactly how this was.
Oh.
It was a good match. I mean, to be honest with you, it's always weird now in AEW to see Okada coming into a match and taking it seriously from jump. He took it seriously from the beginning. And then, of course, it were finger spots. Tried to shake Commander's hand. Commander was like, because last time I tried to do that, you hit me. I'm not doing that. By the end of the match, Okada gets the win with the Rainmaker. And I have to say there was a nasty neck breaker in the middle of this match. Okada goes to shake his hand again. And in true Okada fashion, finger, and then he beat him up. So it was a really good match because Commander always puts on. But how many times are we going to pin our ROH television champion on AEW programming? Find somebody else.
Here I am. I'm about to give Commander some flowers here, right? Because like he has been on a really good rise since the Continental Classic, right? And that was a move that Tony Khan got ridiculed for, criticized for, just throwing Commander in there as a last minute instead of putting in one of his bigger names. And then Commander goes on and had this great run inside the Continental Classic. He wins the Ring of Honor Television Championship. But to Cresta's point, SP3, yeah, it's nice that he's having the matches with guys like Okada. But if he's losing all the time on AEW TV, is it doing him any favors in the long run?
I think it is because he's gotten better because of all the reps that he's done, because he's been the type of guy that they have put on AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, AEW Rampage, ROH TV. He's been on every type of Tony Khan run promotion weekly show for like most weeks. He's been like consecutive weeks and stuff like that. So even as ROH TV champion, I know my co-host on Thursday, Kate, hated this with him taking the loss here. It's Kazuchika Okada, and I'm sorry, Cresta. I'm a professional at one thing. We are 55 minutes in, so I'm able to say this. I'm a professional at the Kazuchika Okada give a fuck scale.
All right, I wasn't professional at all.
I'm a professional at this. You have to go from 0 to 10. This was about a 6.
He comes in at a 2. Most matches.
Yeah, sometimes he's at like a 2. Sometimes he's at a 2. This got to a 6. He always starts out at like a 2. It doesn't matter if he's gonna get to a 10. He starts out at a 2. But he got to a 6 about this match. He went to a 6.
Listen, I appreciate it because it's always funny Okada going in there like, I know how good Okada is, but it's really Orange Cassidy in reverse though. Like, bro, like, try. He's like, I'm not trying, and I'm still gonna win, and you're still gonna cheer. Here I am, like, you right.
Right? See, I get where Kay's coming from. I wish that Okada would have hit Commander with Rainmaker after 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 Rainmaker, and then the referee says, "Yo, stop kicking his ass!" And then Okada said, "Yo, get the fuck out of my way," and hit him with more Rainmakers, and then he got DQ'd. It doesn't matter. Like, if that happened, I mean, I would be happy. Honestly, I would like that finish because Okada's a champion. We're not sure. We don't need to do anything to build Okada. We do need to do stuff for Jacob Fatu. And why are we protecting Braun Strowman in the year of our Lord 2025?
The only problem with that is Okada would never hit the ref. He would just flip him. Call him a bitch and shove him out of the way. Oh, man. So apparently Big Bill and Powerhouse Hobbs, this was a Cresta special. These two dudes throwing down tonight. Cresta, yeah, fill me in on all the dirty little details on this one.
Let me go ahead and turn my page. I have meat notes for this one. So a while ago, there was a wrestler employed at AEW named Big Swole. And one of the quotes that lived rent-free in my mind when she's beefing with Britt Baker said, "I'm going to wait outside your house. I'm going to wait for you at your job." And that's what Bill Hobbs did today. Not Bill Hobbs. Sorry, William Hobbs did today. He said, when I see Big Bill, it is on site. And he saw Big Bill first. First of all, Big Bill threw a brick at him. Then she say Stonewall. And he missed. And that was your first mistake. Because then Will Hobbs went into, "Oh, you throwing bricks?" They brawl in the parking lot. You cue the Benny Hill music. Where's Peter and the chicken? Because they just started fighting. And that wasn't even the match. That was the segment. Big Bill says at the end, "All right, in a true New York threat, be funny when I see you later." That means he got the Glock-a-doodle-doo or he packing. All right?
Yes, he was packing.
And what was in that backpack? Nefarious. He was packing.
He had bricks in his backpack. I was like, yo, that's the most New York thing that Big Bill's done since he started showing up in Timbs. Yo, oh my God. Yo, he hits him in the head with the backpack because he calls him out, calls Big Hobbs out. Hobbs beats up all the security guards. And then he winds up hitting him with the backpack. And we were like, okay, you hit him with a backpack? What? That doesn't make sense.
That's the segment in the ring after.
Yo, he had all these MacGuffins in the bag. He had handcuffs. He had Hobbs' knee brace. Yo, was like he had the bricks. Oh my God, this was wrestling over the topness at its finest.
This reminded me of Def Jam's Fight for New York, and I lived. This was fantastic. This was meaty. This was tall. This was beef jerky. This was Wagyu. This was Black Angus. I was here for it. Kali Ma, kill each other for my entertainment.
And then in the end, they still put over Hobbs in the end because he gets his ass kicked by Big Bill for most of this. And then at the end, he says, grabs him up and he says, go to hell. And gives him a belly to belly off the stage through a table. This was wonderful.
Where's my meat division, Tony? Hobbs should be, that's your meat champion right there. Come on. That was a meaty match.
I am enjoying this Powerhouse Hobb push so much, and this was a brilliant move coming off of the heels of his AEW World Title run to kind of go off of the reaction that him and Big Bill having that stare down at Maximum Carnage got and making it a feud. And that's what I asked for when they did the whole promos back and forth on Dynamite, and they said, "Oh, I'll meet you in the parking lot." I was like, "Yo, the AEW, don't do the AEW thing of making it a parking lot brawl. Just have them do an angle in the parking lot." And that's exactly what we got here. I was like, this is perfect. And then they did a second angle. They really put this over. This got a lot of TV time, really put over this rivalry. This is the type of rivalry I wouldn't mind them doing it at Australia at Grand Slam. Like, do it there, get a big reaction from that crowd. Big Bill will be over as hell because he's over as hell anywhere outside of the United States or in New York.
Even in Cincinnati. Even on the Collision, where it was that big 12-man tag match, and you had guys who were over like the Outrunners, and you got these legends like Jericho and Adam Copeland and John Moxley in Cincinnati, by the way. The guy that people were cheering for to get tagged into the match was Big Bill.
Who Big Bill? Who Big Bill? That should be his new theme music. Mr. Khan, call me. I got ideas.
I got ideas for you. Man, Big Bill, man, he's been a very underrated signing for AEW, and he's made the most out of every opportunity. And like I said, most weeks for me, he's the best part of the Learning Tree Act. I don't mind the Learning Tree Act when it focuses on Big Bill.
I like Brian.
I like Brian Keith too. But he's quite obviously being presented as the third person in this act. So at least I'll take what I can get with Big Bill because he's presented as the number 2, as the number 1 student, and they've also teased the tension between them as well. So I like what they've done with Big Bill, and they protected him enough where this feels like a real rivalry, where he feels like a guy that can go toe to toe with Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah, I feel like with Brian Keith, like he's the guy who's going to get last because he's going to say outrageous stuff that can't be said on television. So it's going to get bleeped, and you can literally bleep anything and it's going to be funny. Right. And then he's the guy like, oh, if the Learning Tree is losing tonight. Oh, okay. That's why you're there. That's why Brian Keith is there.
I know Brian Keith can be one of the best wrestlers in AEW. Agreed. Honestly, I've seen him on the independent scene. I saw what he did to earn the opportunity to come to AEW and sign a contract and make the big payday in his career. But since then, he's been positioned in the Learning Tree Act as the third guy. He comes up with the funny lines, and he always pops me. I do enjoy him as well, but they don't make him like wrestle as much, and they don't protect him as much as they do with Big Bill. So Big Bill is the part of the act that I enjoyed the most.
We had the Costco guys get approached by Undisputed Kingdom backstage. Adam Cole and they did the boom thing.
Boom!
Okay, thank you. I'm still not familiar with Costco.
We had somebody, AJ. It was Roderick Strong came in. He was like, AJ comes in, and he's like, we have someone that we want you to meet, and it's Adam Cole. And I was like, oh, okay. This is obviously to do the boom at the same time because both of their gimmick is boom. So he's like, you want to do the thing? Yeah, let's do the thing. And then he said 1, 2, 3, and they said boom. And he was like, Adam Cole, he's so good. He gets 5 booms. Boom, 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 boom.
You make it sound really corny when you say it like that.
I was gonna say the way you're describing it, I'm like, I'm glad I missed this. Like I'm not gonna go back and watch this.
It's wholesome when they do it. It's wholesome when they do it. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It is wholesome when they do it because it's a kid and his father. It's cool. Okay. It's cute. I'm sorry if my tone is a certain way.
He's a cynical wrestling fan.
Honestly, dude, I'm so unfamiliar with the Costco guys. I forgot one of them was a kid. Like to be.
There's 3 of them. There's 3 of them. 2
Okay.
of them are kids, and one's a wrestler.
We had C Delgado 6 was at that collision. Can confirm Big Bill was in fact over. We did have the Undisputed Kingdom in trios action against Daniel Garcia and 2.0. The return of Coolhand Ange. Coolhand Ange back in action tonight. Daniel Garcia was there as well. And we got Kate with a run-in.
After Rainmaker, after Rainmaker, after Rainmaker, after Rainmaker. Stop pinning the ROH champion all the time. A couple weeks ago, we pinned him and Jericho in the same episode. Let's be 3. As the ROH representative and the main substitute teacher on this show,
Substitute teacher.
I expect more from you. I expect better. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed, okay? You need to stand up for ROH, like that corny-ass meme for all the, like, tribalists of the little, like, cartoon guy kneeling down with their little hat. You need to do better for our little brand of ROH, or I'm going to rip your tits off.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kate. And scene.
And
thank you so much.
Very well done. Rainmaker after Rainmaker after Rainmaker. That's what should have been the finish. I agree. I agree with Kate.
She not
should have been
wrong.
the finish.
I forgot where I'm at. Undisputed Kingdom beat Daniel Garcia in 2.0. Tell me about it, SP3.
It was a fun matchup. I thought it was the guys in there, they had good chemistry with one another. It was cool seeing Coolhand Ange back out there after becoming a daddy. We got 2 daddies in 2.0 now. We got Daddy Magic and Daddy Ange in there, working in there. So that was cool seeing them work together in the ring as well. And then I thought that the highlight of the matchup was when Danny Garcia was in there with Kyle O'Reilly and when he was in there with Adam Cole. I thought he worked really well with them. And I thought about the fact that back when Adam Cole returned from his concussion in 2023, his first match back was against Daniel Garcia, and how different Danny Garcia is from that matchup in 2023 till now. It's like a totally different guy, and you could see the hunger in him every time he's in the ring. He's getting better and better out there. So yeah, it was a good matchup. Undisputed Kingdom getting the win with the sweep the leg. I love that they're just adding the sweep the leg to it, which is very hilarious because of other things. But
I got it. Yep. Sure, I got it. Yep. 100%.
Good stuff.
Do we think that they're building Cresta to Undisputed Kingdom winning the Trios Championships at some point down the line, which I keep forgetting are on the Death Riders?
They did say that in the promo before the match.
Okay.
I had to think of who were the Trios champion, and it is the D Riders.
Yeah.
The D-Riders.
Yeah.
Meh. I want more from the D Riders, and I'm not getting it. And I think that this is what I'm going to get. So if it gets interesting, sure. And my problem right now with Undisputed Kingdom is like, what y'all all just beefing with each? You know what? I'm not gonna ask too many questions because I'm sports confused.
I mean, do you really want me to break this down? Like I
kind of don't.
Adam Cole came out after the murder of Bryan Danielson. He was a part of the first angle. And then ever since that first angle at Wrestle Dream, he's just been lollygagging, worrying about his former best friend that he turned on.
Kyle O'Reilly?
No, MJF. He turned on MJF. And he's worried about him instead of trying to save the company. The company is on the line. You saw them murder the guy you looked up to.
Oh, but what is everyone else doing? And not for nothing, didn't they kill Tony Khan in the angle shortly after that? Yeah.
No, they didn't kill no Tony Khan. That was the
dad
Elite.
Come out? Oh.
That was the Elite.
Sorry, wrong murder.
You're mixing up the takeover angles here. These takeover angles that they're doing here. They did too many. And don't get me started on the D Riders. The D Riders need to stand up and do something.
They're doing too much with all reason, no rhyme. Like, again,
Yeah,
back to Rick's
they
point,
totally lost the plot on the D Riders.
I didn't even know that they had the Trios Championship. So if it's Undisputed Kingdom, sure, make these teams interesting again. You know what I mean? If this is what it'll take, I don't care how we get there. The Death Riders is like, we're causing chaos because you wanted young people to chase it. Sure, but then you beat Orange Cassidy and it seemed like he was going to be the next guy. And I kind of was like, so, the match itself was fine. Those backbreakers from Roddy were fantastic. I don't know what we're doing. And they were yelling at Shane Taylor Promotions outside, unless that was another match. No, that was this match. That was this match.
That was this match. It looks like we're going to get Danny and 2.0 versus Shane Taylor Promotions.
Justice for Ring of Honor. You guys will never know.
They did highlight Lee Moriarty staring down with Danny Garcia. I don't know if y'all remember, but they used to call them like the Four Pillars 2.0 of Lee Moriarty, Wheeler Yuta, Danny Garcia, and Hook way back when.
Sorry.
Yeah. They used to some parts of the internet. I don't know, maybe quiet parts.
Listen,
but
I like Yuta, but he on my shit list for different reasons. But I'll give you Yuta.
Yuta's the most over heel in the D Riders. Let's be honest.
Okay, yeah, because you're a turncoat, and I felt bad for you.
He's the Dominic Mysterio of the D Riders. He's gonna survive whatever happens with this angle, just like Dominic's gonna survive whatever happens with the Judgment Day.
That stupid haircut and everything.
I was gonna say the only thing is like he's reversed because like Dom's hair flows out the back and Yuta's comes down the front.
It's not a phase, Mom.
Oh my god. Okay. One thing I've learned, I'm way too immature for y'all to keep saying D Riders over and over again. Anyway.
I love it. I love it
too. I'm immature too.
I just tuned out when Cresta said I need more from the D Riders. Like as soon as she said that, I'm like, I'm out. I'm done.
It's great. It's just great shorthand. I saw people that were doing it DR for a while, and then I saw someone did a D Riders. I was like, yep, that's the shorthand
One thing about
for Death Riders.
Fans is that we're immature AF, and if you let us be immature AF for a long time, it becomes a term of endearment.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's particularly Kurt Angle in this moment. He said that I was going through something, and you know what us fans did? You suck, bro. Like stop, bro. What the fuck? So it's like same thing with the D-Riders. Okay, you not giving me a reason to all this chaos. I'm gonna find my fun. Sorry. You guys are literal. I've seen so many snuff films. I didn't sign up for this, okay? Just not what I signed up for. All right. So you're gonna get these jokes, but don't kill me. Chill out, D-Riders. I didn't name you that. You named yourself that.
It's true. It's very true. We have Platinum Max Caster on the show tonight. Says he was let down by Anthony Bowens and Billy Gunn. Says he realizes he's not just the best wrestler alive. He is also a survivor. He is announcing an open.
I was thinking Reba McEntire. I'm a survivor.
I'm a survivor.
I'm with SB3 on this one. I'm with SB3.
I don't know.
But anyway, so he's doing an open challenge series now. What is this? What is going on with Max Caster?
Max Caster, he said he's introducing the best wrestler alive open challenge where he's gonna face anybody in an open challenge and prove why he's the best wrestler alive. And while AEW may have some of the best wrestlers in the world, they're not the best wrestler alive, and he's a survivor. So I'm wishing him the best, no stress and happiness. I know he's better than that. He's not gonna take, but I think that this whole open challenge is going to lead to Max Caster just losing every week. That's what I think it should be, and I think that would be a great payoff.
Yeah, that's the only way that this makes sense, because I'm sitting here and I'm going, so after last week where Max Caster totally looked like the scorned lover of the group and took off and said, no, you can't break up with me because I'm breaking up with you. And he grabs his bag and he's running off the stage. And you had Anthony Bowens cut this great promo where he's talking about, I'm the pride of AEW. I'm the 5-tool player in professional wrestling. and we don't get a follow up to that. Like we get Max Caster on TV. We don't get Anthony Bowens on TV. I got a problem with that.
I think that there's a reason for that though.
Okay.
Because I think that all signs point to that because he did the whole promo last week. We heard in the news this week that Anthony Bowens he filed the trademark for the Pride of Pro Wrestling. So that's probably going to be his new moniker. So maybe they'll come up with some new he's going to obviously need some new music,
sure.
New gear and stuff like that. So I'm not too much like, oh man, they didn't have him on the week after, because I understand that they're probably repackaging him. They did follow up with it by having Caster here on this, and Caster is the type of guy where he is also, despite all of our feelings towards Max Caster when they were in the Acclaim, I think that we need to accept the fact that regardless of who he is outside of professional wrestling and on social media, which I don't agree with at all, I have found him entertaining when he's been this delusional loser and dweeb. Yes. I find him very entertaining.
This is his bum ass Corbin. This is his bum ass Corbin, is what it is.
No, agreed. I agree with you 100%, and I'm all about constructive criticism, and I'm one of those people who's like, yo, get Max Caster out of here. I do think that this gimmick change is exactly what he needed. I think Max Caster gets no more than 2 wins. Anthony Bowens either comes out. Nah. Hear me out. I think Max Caster could beat some people, but what you gonna do, brother, when you wrestling a Brody King? What you gonna do? What you gonna do if you gotta wrestle Lance Archer? Bro, there's 50 people on that team. You're getting jumped. So him losing would be cool, and I think eventually there's an Anthony Bowens program in there. But I like the idea, like you said, bum-ass Baron Corbin. Delulu is a Salulu, and he's still in 2024. We did that last year. Now it's the year of realness. He's not there yet. So I'm here for it. Listen, I don't know this man outside of wrestling. I'm a carny piece of shit. I don't know anything about nobody. I mind my business. Yeah. So I think the biggest issue was these raps were fucking corny at that point. So now that we've moved on and there's something else, I can sink my teeth into it. Yeah, bro, I could even see you being a henchman for Max Caster because you're not Max Caster, MJF, because you're that delusional. You are that delusional. You'll go join the family because you're that delusional. You'll try to make a play for the Hurt Business because you're that delusional.
I really wanted him to be like the loser like bag boy for the Hurt Business. I mean, like Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah,
I think that would have been great. Like him taking all the pins, all the L's for the Hurt Syndicate, because eventually they're gonna have to take L's. So just have him take it all and keep protecting Shelton and Bobby Lashley.
They would have started losing immediately had they won the Ring of Honor tag team titles. So, the fact that they won the AEW tag team titles, they're going to be protected.
You ain't have to do that. You ain't have to bring that out. We left off on a solid note. They focused the camera on Ring of Honor pure champion. I don't know if they mentioned that. Ring of Honor pure champion Lee Moriarty staring down at Danny Garcia. So we're going to get Lee Moriarty versus Danny Garcia. Fingers crossed, because sometimes AEW teases matches and then they never deliver on it, and I'm just like, what happened to that? So I don't want to hedge my bets on that, but let's leave Ring of Honor alone.
You could sign me up for this one, Delgado. Oh no, sorry, wrong one. Hang on, where'd it go? We had one. Hold on. There's the right one. Can Harley Cameron answer Max's challenge and win? Feel the fucking wrath. Feel the wrath. Yes. Anytime you look, seriously, you could put Harley Cameron on my TV screen for 2 hours and I would be okay with that. We had Top Flight. They were looking for Action Andretti and Leo Rush tonight. I would too if I got my ass kicked by somebody wearing those jackets that they were wearing at
They literally look like influenza. They look like the virus itself, influenza. Like, at first I was like, okay, maybe Vivacious from RuPaul, but no, this is influenza. These guys make me sick.
I mean, wearing those jackets to the ring was just an insult in and of itself. And not only that, you got your ass whooped by those guys with those jackets. What happened with Top Flight here tonight, SP3?
Yeah, it seems like we got some dissension with the brothers. Darius is pissed off with Dante because he feels like this whole thing started with Andretti Rush. because of them bringing back Leo Rush into the picture because he was teaming up with Leo. Of course, back in the day in AEW when Darius first went down with an injury, and he feels like him bringing him back is the whole reason why Action Andretti has turned against him. So he says that he wants to take care of this business himself. So he challenged Leo Rush to a matchup. So that will probably be next week. So I like this. I like that they're kind of giving us an undercard tag team feud that doesn't involve the tag team titles, that has a little history, has a story to tell. So I'm willing to give this a shot, willing to give it a chance.
All right, let's move on to the segment of the night. For me, this is the only one that I watched. Okay, this is the one that I was highly anticipating. Of course, it was the first time ever that Toni Storm was going to get to meet the AEW Women's Champion Mariah May ahead of their match at Grand Slam Australia on the 15th of February. Mariah May comes out and she is calling Toni on her bullshit from the get-go. Basically says she wants all of this over with. She sees nothing in Toni. She feels nothing for Toni. She says the fans know Toni is absolutely nothing, calls her a joke and a meme, and she's going to get off humiliating her in her home country. Toni gets on the mic, and at this point, she is still in full-on rookie mode, where she's like, I'm your biggest fan. You're an inspiration. I want to be just like you one day. And she gives her a big old hug, and the Mariah May was like, no, we ain't having that. And she whoops Toni's ass. She smacks her down to the floor. She starts whipping her with the championship belt. She's walking up the ramp, feeling like she just left her in the dust. And that is when Toni called scene SP3 and proceeded to just completely come out and...
Did you really think I would forget?
Did you really... dance was over?
Did you really think our dance is over? Do you really think I don't taste all that blood, all the blood we shed, all the scars you left? Oh man, she says the greatest role that the hardest role you can ever play is yourself. And what you just saw was the performance of a lifetime as she takes off her shirt and stuff, and you see the old bra that she used to wear to the ring as Timeless Toni Storm. She takes off her trunks, and it's the old tights that she used to wear, the old trunks that she used to wear as she was Timeless Toni Storm. And then she finally, the whole time she was looking the other way, looking like had her to her back, kind of like daring Mariah to attack her as she's basically let down the veil, like cut scene said cut is, and now she's basically explaining everything that we have seen over the last couple of months, and then she basically tells her that she is you call yourself the woman from hell, well, you came from my womb. And so
and I'm gonna shove you back in there and spit you out.
I'm gonna shove you back in there and spit you out. Grand Slam, Mariah May, I am Timeless Toni Storm, and I will rip your tits off.
And scene, good monologue. Snaps all around for SP3. Snaps all around.
So, as great as Toni has been portraying her younger self, her rookie self, and just being like this, I'm so happy to be here, eager kid, right? And just play that part to a T. As entertaining as that has been, I am watching this go down tonight, and I'm just sitting here and I'm like, God damn, have I missed watching Timeless Toni Storm on my TV screen. Like, it has been a massive miss from AEW television. I'm so happy they decided to go this route and to go ahead and just pull it off now. And I like the fact that this was on Collision tonight, Cresta, because there have been some episodes. How long have we been doing this now? We've been doing this for over a year. We're coming up on 2 years now, this show. The last year of this show, I feel like we've been in agreement on this panel, like, please give us some stuff that's some more substance, right? Some bigger, some big time stuff on these shows. As far as the women's division is concerned, it doesn't get any bigger than Mariah May and Toni Storm. And I like the fact that they did this on a Saturday night on a show that was going up against WWE with one of the most entertaining women's wrestlers on the planet doing her big reveal. I love the fact that this happened tonight.
This, objectively speaking, was a good segment. Timeless Toni Storm being back makes so much sense. I personally feel this segment was kind of a wet fart for me, and I know I'm in the minority saying that. And I will tell you why. I do think that Mariah May should have gone just a little bit deeper, and I don't know. I'm not blaming anyone, but it's just my opinion. I think the problem with Mariah May versus Toni Storm in a verbal match is Toni Storm always be getting her goat, always. That being said, I think, like she said last week, I believe she was talking to Toni, we still feed it into this. I'm not doing this a second time. And I feel like it would have had more punch if you said, I'm not doing this a second time. You know what you did. Why are you acting stupid? And even if Toni wanted, I feel like there was that layer that was missing because everyone just like, okay, she's a rookie now. And Mariah and even Deonna was like, come on.
And Tony Schiavone said that too. Tony Schiavone was trying to get that out of her and on Collision. Yeah, when he interviewed her on Collision.
My other issue then becomes, I like Timeless Toni Storm, but it's giving, well, Toni Storm could never not be Timeless Toni Storm. Because we're always going to be like, hey, let's go back. It's good, but then what do we do with that? Because then who was going to fight Timeless Toni Storm? Who's going to dethrone Toni Storm? She was so over. It's kind of like the Rhea Ripley problem, the Becky Lynch problem. You're so over to the point where it's like, ugh.
I don't think so because she hasn't really faced like people like Chris Statlander or Mercedes Moné. Like,
did she fight Statlander as Timeless though? No.
I don't think Statlander ever got a shot at her when she was the AEW Women's World Champion this last run. Like she was TBS champion at the same time, basically around that same time.
You're right.
And she was circling around that, and then she turned on Willow, and she was feuding with Willow throughout last year. So she never really feuded with her. And then eventually, you're going to have to have Tony Khan, someone beat Mercedes Moné for the TBS title, and have Mercedes in the main event, the main title picture, because it's a whole structural problem where Mercedes, because she is the top star, she gets more camera time, more TV time than Mariah May. But that's why it is good that, you get this type of angle on a Collision. It makes this episode of Collision stand out more because you get this big moment. My only nitpick to it is that, I just know a lot of people that's either, in the communities that I do podcasts on or social media that are mainly just watching Dynamite, and the numbers support that as well. They watch Dynamite. That's the main show for AEW. So there is some people that didn't watch this live. They'll watch it on social media. Eventually they'll watch it. And of course, I'm going to want them to replay this on Dynamite because it's such an important factor and important story element. But I loved every bit of this. I think that this came across very well because even just Mariah, I like the fact that she keeps at this monotone level because it is going to mean something when she finally does put a little bass in her voice, does scream a little bit. She's always at this kind of just nonchalant thing, but it's basically how everybody has treated Toni Storm since she came back as this rookie. We're like, we get it, but I don't really believe you. And Mariah was just like, you're nothing to me. And these people, you're nothing to them. Like you're just playing along. You're playing this little role here, but it doesn't matter because I'm better than you. I'm going to beat you at the pay-per-view. But I love Tony's response because Tony's response is what Mariah originally said to her when she first came to AEW. That was great. That was awesome. That was an awesome response because it was looking like she was really getting through to her, like the facial expression. Like she was like, I was like, oh my god, she's killing this rookie, like feeble rookie, like, oh my god.
SP3 your face right now.
You're really saying this to me. I don't know what's gonna happen. And then she just says, well, I'm your biggest fan. You're such an inspiration. Gives it a hug. And then I love Mariah just slapping the crap out of her, dominating her. And just beating the crap out of her, doing the usual stuff, kiss her on the cheek. And then Tony, that promo it might have set the bar for me for best promo of the year so far. As far as I love the Timeless Toni Storm character, and I do think that it's not like something like like a niche kind of character. Like, you know, Rock has a bunch of them. Like Final Boss, I guess, is dead. Hollywood Rock. These things only lasted like a few months. Like, we're Timeless Toni Storm. This is like her Macho Man Randy Savage. This is her. This is her
the Black
Macho
Machismo.
Man. This
Yeah,
is her. This is her. She's finally found the gimmick to go along with the great wrestler that she's always been. And what we saw in the latter half of her reign is that she finally got the wrestling part connected to the character part. And then she was killing it on the promos. And then she comes back here on the Thomas Toni Storm pin, and she shoot the J. She hit the. I was like, oh, this is perfect. She hit it right out the park. She came right back to the type of promos that she was cutting in the lead up to her and Mariah May. So this is, I think that she has found the right role, and it is the type of character that can work depending on who the opponent, who our rival is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see is how much does she go back to the Toni Storm routine? Do we start seeing the split screen with the film noir? Does Luther come back? You know, does she bring on a new protege? Is she doing the Life in the Star stuff with RJ City? Does she start doing that, or does she just start to evolve it a little bit more? Are we able to leave some of those things behind now that, you know, we've kind of unveiled the wool that this is a character that she is, you know, obviously portraying? So we'll see how things move forward. Alexander Fitzgerald with the super chat. Thank you so much. We really appreciate the support here. Toni loses at Grand Slam, then maybe wins the belt at Revolution in LA for a perfect Hollywood ending for Timeless Toni Storm. That is an interesting question. Do you have Toni win in her hometown of Australia, or do you have Timeless Toni win in Tinseltown? Which one do you do, SP3?
I didn't expect them to do the reveal before Grand Slam. I really didn't. I thought that she would probably win at Grand Slam as the rookie by like roll up or something like that. And then Mariah May beats the crap out of her and like bloodies her. And then she comes back as Timeless Toni Storm in LA at Revolution, and she defends the title as Timeless Toni Storm against Mariah May. But now we're going to see what happens here. But I think she wins at Grand Slam.
I think it's time for her. I don't think you can have her come back, pull off this performance of a lifetime, Cresta, and do all of this, and then her lose in Australia. Like, I feel like her comeback has to end with her. She can't have the grand comeback and not win the Oscar. She got to win the Oscar. So go ahead and win the damn belt.
I mean, I am on the same mind as SP3. I thought she was going to win at Grand Slam as the rookie, because to me, that hometown pop it's my first year in AEW and I won the big one in my hometown. I thought that was going to be the story. And then afterwards, Mariah May is like, this is some bull. Beats the crap out of her. She's like, I've been joking the whole time, whatever the Timeless Toni was going to be. Now that it's revealed beforehand, I won't lie. I like the idea of her losing in her hometown. And Mariah saying, I told you were nothing. Just because you go away and come back and act weird doesn't mean anything. And then Toni says, I'm going to really put on a show of a lifetime and have her win. That would be really cute. I would say before tonight, she would have won at Grand Slam. Now it's more up in the air. I agree with you in the sense that she does need to win in her hometown because of the way you've been building it. But I think that works for the rookie. With Timeless, it opens up a lot more for you to play with.
I think that it was more of a chance of Mariah May winning if she was the rookie, honestly. I feel now that she's Timeless Toni Storm, I think it's like a 90% chance she wins at Grand Slam. I kind of knew with the story that they were telling, when eventually she turns the Timeless Toni Storm back, she's going to win. So I think that it's going to happen, but it's going to be interesting because basically Timeless Toni Storm, Mariah made here. So both of their two big matches have kind of been set up in similar fashion, with Mariah May playing the protege and, lulling Toni into a false sense of security and then turning on her when she got her title shot, and then Toni reversing it back on her, getting her into a false sense of security. Mariah was cheering for her during the Casino Gauntlet on commentary because she's like, oh, she's the rookie, so what do I care, versing a rookie or whatever. And now she's realized that she's been kind of duped the same way that she duped Toni.
It's a ruse.
And now she's gonna lose at Grand Slam, and then we can have maybe a big blow off at Revolution, because it's only like 3-4 weeks between Grand Slam and Revolution, so you're gonna have to have kind of matches that follow up from Grand Slam. So I think that's one you could put that in a steel cage in LA. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
Oh,
so, the thing I was thinking of, I don't think Toni is losing at Grand Slam. The question is, does she win the title at Grand Slam? Because those are two completely different things. You could do something where Toni wins the match, but Mariah's like, F this, I'm out. She ducks, she dips, she does some kind of like heel stuff. Because look,
JBL comes out. He's
like this Grand Slam show.
Don't let Sugar her SummerSlam 1993, sir. Not in our home country. In our home, no, she's not Drew McIntyre. What are we doing?
Now she's saying Drew McIntyre. I forgot about that.
This ain't a pay-per-view anymore.
For an Australian boxer come out and sing with her next. What are we doing?
Come on, Eileen.
This ain't a pay-per-view anymore. It's a TV special now. Like I could see them doing some bull crap like that. I could see him doing
why would you say that? But I mean, you're not wrong. But I wasn't even thinking about like win or lose, okay, whatever. But now you're like, well, what if she wins but doesn't? Rick, I'm gonna spray you. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Now Tony Khan, like write that down. Why would you say that?
Sweet Caroline.
Drop your favorite Australian singer in the chat.
So but that would be perfect because then you could have Harley Cameron come down and she could be singing.
Yes, the money train.
They're gonna say Ozzy Osbourne. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train.
Sweet Jesus.
No, Sweet Caroline.
Oh God! All right, well, we got the Hounds of Hell now. We got Hounds of Hell, Hounds of Hell, Buddy and Brody. That's their new name. They defeat Gates of Agony. What did we think of this one, Cresta?
Big, meaty men slapping meat. I wish I would have made my roast meat tonight for dinner, but AEW kept me fed. Now, I will say I'm tired of the Gates of Agony losing. Every time I see them on AEW programming, they're losing. And I'm sick of that. However, you wasn't beating no Hounds of Hell. A little sad that Malachi's not getting a proper send-off. But hey, his prerogative, to each his own. And this is a good group. Now, in honor of my good Judy Iridian, when is House of Heart, Julia? You, Sky Blue. Come on, Megan Bain. Y'all jump people. Women's trio titles. You know. Jump people. This match was good. I like this match.
That's one thing we need in AEW. It's more championships. That's clearly what we need and WWE for that matter. We need more titles.
Watch this TNA. I don't care. I don't care. I do not care. Everybody gets a title. I don't care.
We had Alexander Fitzgerald saying Buddy and Brody King are going to be so much better without Malachi. They're already teasing Okada versus Buddy. Maybe that will be a Grand Slam matchup.
That's a good shout. Because they did tease that on the show. Yeah. They had the backstage segment where he told Okada told Buddy that he barks like a bitch.
And then he said, "Put your title on the line." And Okada said, "No."
No.
And then Buddy hit him with the, "I guess you're the bitch." And Okada walks away, and Okada's like, "I'm not a bitch."
Okada's timing. Oh my God. Why don't they put more? They need to put Okada more on TV. I don't hear people saying that. This man has perfect timing.
He's so funny. He's so funny.
Hilarious.
It was literally, he said, "Put that on the title." No.
No. He's hilarious, but that's a good shot. I think, yeah, that's what they should do. They should do Buddy Matthews versus Kazuchika Okada for the AEW Continental Championship at Grand Slam, because you got to have more of the Aussies on the card, and not all of them are gonna win, guys. All you got is Tony Storm. I'm sorry to inform you.
Nobody want to hear that, okay?
Tony Khan's gonna be like, all I can give you is Tony Storm, guys. We're not having
this is Clash at the Castle. This is Clash at the Castle in Glasgow all over again. We'll give you the unholy.
No, they're gonna give you the big one. They're gonna give you the big one. They're giving you Tony winning, but they're not gonna give you any of the smaller ones. Buddy's not gonna be Okada. Kyle and Takeshita are not going to be the AEW Omega Powers.
Hold on, though.
The Omega Powers, that's great.
Mark Davis could come out and he could help Kenny Omega and Oh my God, well, I almost called this man Sean Carter like he's married to Beyonce. He can help Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. And Mark Davis is Australian. Please tell me he's Australian unless I'm wrong. I think she's an Aussie Open. So
Yeah, he's Australian.
Aussie. And we might get Kota Ibushi because there's no way y'all jumping this man and he not calling his golden lover. Stop it. Bring back Kota Ibushi. Stop playing with me.
Speaking of Aussies, we had Harley Cameron apparently botching all of the Costco guys' catchphrases. And then
it's fine.
Yeah.
She's like, it's not boom, it's bam.
And then this is interesting. She's mixing it up with Deonna Purrazzo and Taya Valkyrie. What happened here, SP3?
So Deonna and Taya basically walked into the interview where Harley was about to do another song for us. So I'm very upset at Deonna. I love you, Deonna. I love you, Taya. We love the vendetta here. But I'm very upset that you denied us of a Harley Cameron song. That's quite upsetting. But they interrupted. They said that Harley's trying to get a shot at the TBS championship, but she still hasn't even won a match. Unlike you, I'm going to go out there and win this four-way. So that led into Deonna competing against Yuka Sakazaki, Serena Deeb, and Queen Aminata in the four-way that you were about to bring up. But it was a nice little setup for what we would see in this match.
And Cresta, we also had Penelope Ford challenge Thunder Rosa to a match. What's going down here? Which, by the way, did we have Harley and Penelope interact at all, or is that just dead in the water? Like, you know,
No, they didn't follow up on that. And yeah, Cresta, what did you think about Thunder Rosa and Penelope Ford?
Much like Samoa Joe killing Nick Wayne, Penelope is going to meet an untimely death with this woman from the graveyard to Tijuana. And that's no disrespect because Penelope is a really good wrestler. But I've seen Thunder Rosa commit murder on AEW television. I see her run up a table and missile shotgun a girl. With all due respect to you, Penelope. And I think she's a good wrestler, but Thunder Rosa, your first girl? God damn.
I mean, hey, respect it.
Yeah, you gotta aim big.
I was looking forward to this matchup, this fatal four-way to determine the number one contender for the TBS championship. In an interesting group of four here, SP3, because it's like this is like the Tony Khan. Oh yeah, I do have all these women match, right? Because a lot of these women we haven't seen on TV for quite some time. Yuka Sakazaki had not competed on AEW television since September. Serena Deeb hadn't competed on AEW TV since November. Hell, she had that whole little thing where she came out and she interrupted Britt Baker. And then they never followed up on that. And I think it's the last time we saw Britt, to be honest. Queen Aminata had not competed on AEW TV since, I think, early December. Deonna Purrazzo had a match this year at least, but she lost to Toni Storm. She lost to rookie Toni Storm via a roll-up. Like, none of these four have really been used at all recently. So this was interesting that these were the four that were chosen for this matchup just to get fed to Mercedes on Wednesday, because Mercedes ain't losing. Mercedes ain't losing this match on Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give them credit. It was a rare case where I didn't know who was going to win an AEW matchup. So usually I already know who's going to win the matchup. So I didn't know who's going to win this matchup because, like you said, they don't use any of these people. When are these people on television? These people are never used on AEW television lately. I don't know why. We maybe all of them have different reasons, but I don't know why. But I like this matchup. It was fun. It was nice to see these women being featured. Yeah, this all them sirens in the background is them coming for Tony Khan and his booking of the women's division.
They said you will pay for your crimes, Anthony.
It was like, you're gonna pay for your crimes, Antoine Khan. Yes, Yuka getting the win here. I was just like, immediately when Yuka got the win, I was like, oh, that seems like a Mercedes call. I feel like Mercedes was like, I want to work with Yuka. So when can we get Yuka over here? I want to face her on an episode of Dynamite. And Tony was like, sure. And he made this four-way up to set it up. So appreciate you setting up that matchup, Tony. But I would appreciate you more if you featured on your woman on your woman's roster. What are we doing?
But apparently, so I was shocked when I saw that Yuka had won. Because again, for those who might be tuning in late, we split up the shows tonight. I had to do some live coverage for Sports Illustrated, so I primarily watched Saturday night's main event tonight. When I found out that Yuka had won this matchup, I'm like, oh, I thought that this was like going to be hand delivered to Deonna, like because there were the rumors coming out that she was asking to be featured more prominently. Like I felt like this was going to be like a big win for her, and then when that didn't happen, I was really, really confused. But apparently, Harley Cameron played a role in the finish.
Yeah, because Taya Valkyrie tried to interfere at the finish of this. She did it behind the referee's back, which I was very confused because I was like, "This is a 4-way. You could just do that." But the referee did turn around and was watching her about the double team, and then Harley came out, made the save. Deonna booted her, but Yuka was able to capitalize, reverse the armbar, and then did kind of a Mardi Gras cradle for the 1-2-3 here. So I like the fact that this basically between the backstage segment and the finish to this matchup, it is setting up a Harley Cameron Deonna Purrazzo matchup, which I think may be the Harley Cameron first win in AEW on AEW TV, because I think we are going to get Harley Cameron versus Mercedes Moné at Grand Slam. So I think that she probably beats her on an episode of Dynamite or Collision in the next couple of weeks. That will be her big win to set up her and Mercedes.
Well, we got people in the chat saying that Harley and Deonna at Grand Slam. So maybe Tony's already announced that? Has Tony already announced that? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't see it on his Twitter.
On here.
I'm rolling my eyes because the injustice, the mistreatment of Deonna Purrazzo. This was your former champ down in TNA. This is ridiculous. This every time she puts a submission on somebody, Perry sat and cries, bro. Like, what are we doing with her? Like, no disrespect to Harley Cameron. And I think she's improving. She's a phenomenal wrestler. But Deonna Purrazzo should be in your main event scene. What are we doing? I am a fan, so I have personal umbrage with this. It's her getting pinned. And what are we doing with Taya? Are these ROH girls? You know what? I digress. Because I guess whoever won tonight, no matter what, you losing to Mercedes. Because I would love to see a Deonna Mercedes match where these girls really go grapple for grapple. But the mistreatment of Deonna Purrazzo, again, Tony Khan, you will pay for your crimes.
LeBron Ford agreeing with you. I'm glad Deonna didn't win this match. Her versus Mercedes needs to be a feud that leads to a match on a pay-per-view. Says Harley better not beat Deonna either. Look, she don't have to dominate Deonna, but she could steal one. I think she's perfectly fine if she stole one.
I think she's virtuosa getting rolled up though.
Because that's how they've been booking her. That's the same way Anna Jay beat her. That's the same way you could beat her tonight. You telling me Harley can't get a lucky roll-up win? Yeah, she can get that. That's what they've been doing. I appreciate the fact that it looks like they set up a story at least for Deonna. Deonna doesn't have to win all her matches to be used more. I think that she deserves.
I thought she'll be winning nothing.
She deserves to be used more. I hope that her using more and taking these losses on the chin leads to her eventually getting a push and getting some wins to gain momentum and be in the title picture and get pay-per-view matches. I like the fact that they just set up a story for her. That's the least they can do here, and they did that here. So I will give them minimum. I'm taking the bare minimum at this. I'm sick of this. This woman, she just signed in like January of last year. She comes in. You put her right in the main title picture. She has a good program with Thomas Tony Storm. I remember all the vignettes. Remember when Tony had to freaking restructure her tattoo that she got with Deonna? All the storytelling that they did there. They had a pretty good matchup. Not the best matchup. Probably one of the worst matchups at Revolution. But it was fine. It was fine. Only because Revolution had just a million zillion of great matches. But it was fine for what it was. And then she followed that up with one of the better TV programs for AEW's women's division last year with Thunder Rosa on Collision and knocked that out the park with zero to little storyline investment. And then she just gets 6 weeks of vignettes for Vendetta, and then she's been losing ever since. I'll just take a story at this point.
A crumb of story, sir, please.
A crumb. I'll take a crumb of story, please.
Oh, good, sweet Jesus. All right. Hey, we're finally getting to the end of the program here. We had the Don Callis family. What did they do tonight here, SP3? What have we got going on with DC?
So the Don Callis family had one of those like sitcom dinners where they all sat at
Don't
the table.
do that. Don't do that. Don't do it. I'm cutting you off. First of all, it was more like John Wick, okay? He had everyone come in for John Wick 1, and when the dad was telling his son that John Wick was coming to beat you up.
If y'all go back to the 2010s and y'all ever seen Empire, this is like Lucius Lyon standing at the table with all his sons and him trying to decide. Yo, Don Callis got the swagger of Terrence Howard. I said it. He was Lucius Lyon out here and building his empire. He said, I'm sick of this Ospreay stuff. I'm sick of this Kenny Omega stuff. Get him out of here. And then Brian Cage was trying to fight back, saying, "Oh, what are we worried about Kenny Omega for?" And Callis was like, "You should know what we're worried about."
Well, he let him have it. He
was like, "You."
He was half focused and he beat you. If I was Brian Cage, I would be like, "Oh."
And Brian Cage was like, "Well, we got the 5 of us against them," and Don Callis says, "What makes you think it's just only the 5 of us?" Dun.
And that's where I am Crush NC coming in saying, first off, Shibata versus Takeshita is what I love about wrestling. We'll get to the main event here soon. Tony stuff was incredible. Bill and Hobbs is gonna rule. Who's the sixth man? Who is the 6th member of the Don Callis family? Any guesses on the panel here?
Hulk Hogan. I'm kidding. I would assume it'd be someone who's from their past, New Japan-ish or AEW adjacent. Unless they're like, we actually beat Mark Davis.
Mark Davis. Yeah, that's the person that either makes sense. Either Mark Davis, either Trent Beretta makes his comeback.
I was gonna say Trent is a good shout because he's being a little baby back bitch before he left.
Yeah, Trent Beretta makes his comeback. There, maybe Sammy turns on Dustin Rhodes and goes back to the family. There's a couple of different options. Very interesting. I'm gonna go with Mark Davis though. That's the one I want to see. I feel like Kyle Fletcher. Yeah, he's a rising star. He can be a future main eventer. But I wouldn't mind like one more year of Aussie Open, maybe as heels, tearing it up on the tag team scene. Tag team scene needs it.
They do.
You're about to break up Top Flight, so yeah, you need it. I'll also say my heart wants to say Evil from New Japan, but I'm like, I don't think it has anything to do.
Don't make us go through House of Torture. We already got the Sons of Texas on Ring of Honor. We don't want no House of Torture on AEW TV.
That's what my heart is saying. But I'm like, but I don't think he has anything to do with the human hot dog, Don Callis. But I'm like, Don Callis knows everybody. Don Callis knows everybody. He knows everybody. So I don't know. Who else from New Japan could do who I beef with? Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega. It would have to be another Bullet Club person, and it wouldn't be the Bucks. It's not Cody. Someone said AJ Styles. AJ Styles, no. To quote AJ Styles, he's cooked.
yeah. If it's not Mark Davis, Gabe Kidd is a good shout. He could choose Gabe Kidd as his new charge because he's had issues with Ospreay and.
Was that Omega. The guy who was cussing out?
That's the one who versed Omega at Wrestle Dynasty.
I was going to say that would be very, very. That would be a great way to introduce Gabe Kidd into AEW is to have him come in and just pick right back up with Kenny Omega where he left off in New Japan.
That'd be cool. I wouldn't hate that either. I always want to say Tama Tonga, but he's doing WWE stuff right now.
No. What did we think of the main event tonight? Konosuke Takeshita, defending his international championship against Katsuyori Shibata.
The Alpha Konosuke Takeshita is one of the best wrestlers in the world, so it was a good to great match. Anytime the bell rings, that's what he's going to give you against Katsuyori Shibata, someone that he has a lot of respect for, someone he's always looked up to. First time ever this matchup. I thought it was a really good matchup, and then it turned into a great matchup by the end of it. I thought they really took it to the next gear, probably towards like the final 5 minutes of this matchup. The fact that it had had Don Callis come out his seat from commentary. Don Callis don't know. When Don Callis came out his seat when Powerhouse Hobbs got a near fall at World's End, it meant something because he never gets out his seat.
Nope.
But this dude went all the way down the ringside, interfered in the damn matchup because he was that scared that Takeshita was going to lose this one. But Takeshita just puts him away. You had Shibata kick out at 1 at the Blue Thunder Bomb. That was like, I was like, oh, okay. We really putting over Shibata here. But Takeshita put it away. Power drive knee and then the Raging Fire here. So a great matchup to close out Collision here. Konosuke Takeshita doing well and defending the title on AEW TV because I know some people got a problem with that. But he's defended it on AEW TV. His 8th title defense of his title reign because he's defended it a record breaking for international champion 5 times outside of AEW.
He's not afraid of the grind. Now I like this match too. I gotta tell you, this was some fine Japanese wrestling, if I do say so myself. This was really good. Like from a technical standpoint, I don't have no notes except when Konosuke pulled Shibata, his little butt cheeks was showing. That's the only note I really got.
Yes.
This was a good match. Like this is everything you'd want from a Shibata match. Stiff pump kicks, kicking out at 2. And every time they bring up on commentary, Shibata almost died. I'm like, bro, how? He's invincible. You're not taking this man out. And then Takeshita is from Mr. Sweet guy to I'm just an anus. And he's so good. He like Don Callis does all the speaking for him and he don't need to talk. And when he talks like, yo, shut up, you're such a jerk. But he's so good in the ring. He's so good. I want more for him. And honestly, I would love to see a program where it's a 3-way between him, Ospreay, and Omega. Throw another meaty son of a bitch in there just for the good measure. But this was a good match. I couldn't even tell you what the finish was. I just know they started beefing. And like you said, Don Callis running out of his seat is crazy because he don't wear no socks and those loafers. So he's sliding, trying to get down there.
His feet is rubbing against that material like crazy.
They're
out
probably
there.
sweaty.
Okay, I'm very I'm more uncomfortable than Cresta dropping D-Riders and anus here on a Saturday night now Sunday morning.
But that Grand Slam tag team match, man, that's gonna be high up there as far as a match of the year candidate. That's gonna tear up. They need to close the show with that. If you don't close the show with Toni beating Mariah, then you gotta close the show with Ospreay and Omega versus Takeshita and Fletcher.
Oh yeah, that'll be a good go home. Either one of those. Anything else is kind of like I get it if it's your main event. Wait, is Will Ospreay wrestling somebody?
Will Ospreay's teaming up with Kenny Omega.
The champion, Moxley.
Oh, who cares? We don't care about the D-Riders. Who cares about D-Riders?
I mean,
let's keep the D-Riders and Jeff Jarrett and Chris Jericho off this card.
Listen, I would put the championship on Jeff Jarrett because at least Jeff Jarrett going to actually.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Welcome to my world.
No. I'm all for the Bree. Hell, it's not your face. The Superman is not. I'm all for the Bree Wolves. Don't get me wrong. But once this dude start dropping call girls in 2025, get him the hell up out of here. You saw Tony. Yo, that segment was so bad. Tony Khan knew how to pivot. He knows how to pivot. He don't know how to pivot with the D-Riders. He just know how to D-Ride one way, but he don't know. He knows how to pivot when Jeff Jarrett start calling people call girls, and now we totally scrapped this team. Jeff Jarrett and MJF.
I laugh only because the apology next week, I don't have to get in the mud with MJF. You weren't even in the mud. You were subterranean 7 at that point, guy.
I went lower than MJF. Like what?
I mean, yeah. Listen, I'm all for chaos. If y'all don't know, I'm a wrestling demon. I like to see chaos. Jeff Jarrett, I know I can hear he's gonna ruin the company. This is TNA. I can't wait. You think he wins it in 2025?
Oh, I love corny Jeff Jarrett who can't hit the stroke without posing and not getting the 3 count. I love Jeff Jarrett. So I was in Wembley Stadium when he came out in the Casino Gauntlet. I'm next to someone who hates him being here, and I'm just like, Bree, Superman, it's not your face. I love me some Jeff Jarrett. But when you start calling 26-year-old call girls and calling people's mothers call girls, that poor sweet lady, That's the nicest lady I ever met in Long Island. I used to be a door-to-door fundraiser in Long Island. They ain't not a lot of nice ladies, especially nice Jewish ladies in Long Island. And MJF's mother is a nice Long Island mother, and you're gonna insult her and call her
That's
a call
crazy.
girl.
Okay, I'm not saying this right, but MJF did make fun of Brian Pillman's mom and her drug addiction. So I'm just saying, the bar is in hell. The bar is in hell.
Cincinnati, no less. In Cincinnati, no less.
He didn't say that to Jeff. He said he was just gonna make sure he knew how an Olympic gold medalist and a generational talent. Okay, I mean, I understand getting low with them. I understand getting low with them. I don't understand calling innocent people call girls.
No, I agree. I think we're in 2025. Call girls, really? OF models, really? Don't do that, okay? I mean, he's hating from the sidelines because who gonna get the title before you? All right, I'll still be wee woo, but I didn't mean to make you open up those scars, SP3. I'm sorry.
I think it's been a long night. We have been sitting here for 2 hours now. Hour for each show. Boy.
This is an episode of SmackDown.
SP3, I appreciate you filling in, man. What you got going on the rest of this week? Where can people find you?
Somewhat feel responsible for how long we've went because I've had a couple of rants during this stream.
Nah, Cresta made you late. It's all my fault. We started late, so that's why we're 2 hours.
That is true. We would have ended at midnight. That is true. But yes, thank you so much, guys, for letting me fill in for Iridian this week. I always say, whenever you guys call me, I will be here. I will try my best. Even if I'm not in New York, if I'm in the UK, I will still try my best to be on here. When I'm in the UK, I'll be quieter because that's like 3 a.m. in the morning. But I appreciate y'all for having me. Follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can see some of my writing over at si.com. Got a good one coming up ahead of the Royal Rumble. Got something coming up about WWE Hall of Famer on a reality show as well. I might be doing something for that as well. So be on the lookout for that. And you can see most of my content at True Hill Heat YouTube channel. I will be live tomorrow talking about Saturday night's main event some more. So join us for that. Check out the flagship podcast, and you can see me here next time on Thursday following Ring of Honor with Kate with the Ring of Honor post show. So join us for that, where we sometimes complain about Tony Khan's lack of care for Ring of Honor, but now it's Ring of Honor Rampage. I'll take Ring of Honor Rampage over ROH Dark. So
there we go. Cresta, what you got going on?
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I am here on Fightful every Thursday, going over TNA with Joel Pearl every Saturday with some combination of Fightful loyal people like SP3, Iridian, or Rick going over Collision. You can catch me every Wednesday on my personal channel, twitch.tv/CrestaStar. And we watch AEW Dynamite together. We get into it. You can find me anywhere on social media. Cresta Star, CRESTASTARR, because I'm a pirate, except Twitter, X, with Cresta the Star, but I don't really interact there much. You guys are fantastic. There's a link tree in my bio. Follow me on all forms of social media. And you could have been anywhere on the internet, even the hub, but you were here with us, so I appreciate that. Rick, where can the people find you?
Right here. Well, hang on, pointing the wrong thing. On X, on the X machine, at Rick Ucchino right there. I direct you to my interview with Tony Storm, but it is officially cooked after this evening. But anyway, it was still a fun read.
Still go and check it out. Oh, by the way, I've been seeing it. People in the chat said, yeah, there was a hologram teaser on the show on Collision.
Cool.
Blinking, you miss it, but there was that.
Literally blinking, you might miss it. So go check that out. Take that on SI. I think it's my pin tweet right now, or I might have a Royal Rumble thing. I don't know. I write for SI. Go check all that stuff out. It's really, really late. Did want to thank you guys, though, as the Fightful YouTube channel hit 124,000 subscribers this week. Thank you guys so much for your support. We genuinely appreciate that. If you have not subscribed already, look, SP3's rants, there are enough to hit subscribe. So go ahead and hit that button there. Give this video a thumbs up. We really appreciate the support. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday morning now at this point. And yeah, I'm not going to be here next week. I'm going to be in Indianapolis for the Royal Rumble. I don't know what the schedule is going to be like. We'll let you know. Sean will let you know. Kate will let you know. Appreciate Kate for the run in. We've now gone over 2 hours and 3 minutes. Enjoy the rest of your morning. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care, everybody.